WOD Pod. Join me as I sit down with CrossFitters, fitness experts, top coaches, professional athletes, and other well-known gym goers to listen to their journey through fitness. I was over in Penrith filming a promo video for District L for the new flavour WOD Fuel. So I asked George to sit down with me to discuss everything from travelling, rugby, snowboarding, and what goes into running an event with over 900 athletes. Now, one thing that really resonated with me in this episode was George's goal to run his own business, more for freedom rather than money. We often get too caught up chasing big houses and fast cars, when actually, according to George, nothing can beat a paddleboard on Lake Ullswater on a nice sunny day. Enjoy this episode. Cool.
Sick.
Right, George, thanks for jumping on the podcast. Series 2, Episode 9. How are you doing?
I'm very good, man. Very happy to be here.
Good.
A little bit warmer than we were before.
Yeah, that's true. We just did a promo video by a lake in pretty terrible weather.
In March.
Yeah.
I did say we should maybe do it in summer when the sun's out and stuff, but...
Yeah, no, we've got a new product launching, so I was just keen to get it in and done, so... Yeah. We probably should have waited in hindsight.
Yeah, a bit of nice weather, sunshine by the lake. There's no better place, to be fair, but we did get rain, wind, dark skies, cold.
Hence why I didn't go on the paddleboard. Yes, we're in Penrith.
Yep.
And the lake is it Ullswater?
Lake Ullswater, yeah.
Have you always lived in the lakes?
Most of my life, yeah. So I've ventured out a few times. I lived in Manchester for a few years, on and off. I probably moved to Manchester like 3 or 4 times, tried it out. I was like, I'll give it another go. And then I've lived in New Zealand
nice.
A couple of times. So I was out there for 6 months a few years ago, and then went out to train over the winter. Well, last winter, that was fun. But yeah, mainly like I just keep coming back. I'm always like, oh, go away, and then we
something
come back
about
to
being.
It.
See, I think the UK is great in summer. Do you know what I mean? I think UK summer beats any other country's summer, but I just think the UK winter is so depressing.
Yeah, so like,
hence why you leave.
Yeah, so my aim has always been to spend about 6 months in the UK and then 6 months somewhere else in the sunshine. Like I'm such a sun person. I love it. I love taking my top off, getting short shorts on, getting a tan,
getting the budgies on.
Yeah, getting the budgies on, 100%. And then like last summer, like May, June, were just beautiful here. Like we spent so much time driving around the lakes. Yeah, because like you get to a point. I think like when you're younger, you don't really appreciate it.
No,
so when we're young, we're like, like it's nothing to do here. There's no one about. There's nothing to do. There's no activities to do, whatever. And then you sort of realize that actually everything you want to do, if you're quite outdoorsy anyway, everything you want to do is here. Like we've got paddle boards that are free, like bikes. We can go hiking. We can go swimming. Like there's so many places. So this summer, we just spent so much time exploring. Me and a couple of mates were like, right, where can we find to go swimming? Where can we find to jump off cliffs? Where can we go and just have an adventure? And like the more we got into it, the more we did it, like the more places we found. And it's just like, I don't know, it's such a special place to live. If you ever get the chance, obviously come up here, spend a few months here, because it's class, especially in the summer. Like we get, probably I say 10% days where it's actually you can go out and enjoy it. But those days beat. Like I've been around the world. I've been traveling. I love traveling. That's one of my things. I literally love going to see new places, new cultures. And you always end up coming home and thinking, oh, this place is sick. Yeah. Like there's a few viewpoints in the lakes, and you come home, sunny day or a sunny evening, you go watch the sunset, whatever, and you're just looking over the lake, and you're just like, oh.
So traveling, you said, is that a big priority for you? Like,
yeah, okay. Yeah. Like, it's something that I really enjoy. Like, I almost get like itchy feet to go away and go and see things. Like, I like it. It's one of those things where I feel like I need to go and see places. Yep. And that's one of the reasons I have my own businesses, so that I'm able to travel. I'm not stuck in a 9-to-5 job where I'm getting 4 weeks off holidays, and I'm like, oh, like
you're not going to see the world with 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could maybe do one big trip, but I want to go when I want to go somewhere. Yeah. I want to go for a month. I want to be able to go, right, I've been to Peru and I've ticked it off and I've done it, and I don't have to go back because I've managed to do everything I wanted to do. Yeah. Okay, in that case, where are some of the best countries you've been to? I mean, my favorite country is New Zealand. Like it is literally like the Lake District. So you've got mountains, you've got beautiful lakes, you've got the beach, you've got the weather. I mean, when I was there the first time, I think I got a bit of a skewed view of it because it was like the hottest summer they've ever had.
Right.
So like 35 degrees, it was hot. We're going on hikes, having to run down jumping straight into the lake because you're sweating.
Sounds quite fun, actually.
Yeah, like I mean, to me, it's one of the best countries. Like the people are so friendly. Like they'll take you in, they'll give you lifts everywhere. Like if you go to a gym, they're just so accommodating. Yep. And so friendly, and like they're probably the nicest people about. Like they'll just help you, whatever you need, they'll just help you, and it's so good. And yeah, it's just a beautiful country. If you love like outdoors like me, you love like a bit of adrenaline. You can jump off planes.
Bungees.
Yeah, bungees.
My dad went actually, and he did the Auckland Bridge bungee.
Oh, okay.
So you go underneath you walk to the middle of the Auckland Bridge, and you do a bungee jump off it in New Zealand. And when he did it, you can choose whether you just jump off normal or do a Superman dive. So you literally dive off it, and they said, how much of your body do you want to be in the water? So he was like, fuck it, my head. Right. So when he dives off, he thought he was going to die. Yeah. Like he went all the way, and as it got tighter, he's literally just to his neck submerged, and then flew back up. And he was like, how they knew like how to time it was like crazy. But yeah,
there used to be one in where you could, if you did it naked, you got it free. No. So there was like, I think it's like the biggest one. I think it's like the Nevis bungee or something like that. And if you were going to do it naked, they'd just let you do it free. I don't think obviously everyone was like, yeah, do it naked because it's like $500 or something. Oh, right. So it's quite expensive.
That's quite funny.
Yeah, they used to be like that. You've done one?
I've never done a bungee. I've done a skydive. Did one last year.
How'd you find it?
It's like terrifying, like bad. I was like, I'm going to enjoy it. I did it with my dad, and it was his 60th. So I was like, there's no way. If he can do it, I can do it. Yeah. He was fine. He was like, yeah, fuck it, jumping out the plane. The guy that was on my back said, this is my 5,000th skydive, so let's make it special. And I was like, how? And he's like, when we jump out, we're just going to flip.
It terrified you?
It was just the fact that I had no idea where I was. I was just free falling, and I was just like, is this meant to be fun? Like it was nice when the chute opened and you're like gliding down. Yeah. That was quite good, but the free fall was fucking...
Yeah, we did our first one in New Zealand. When we first went, it was me, my brother, and a couple of mates, and he's terrified of heights. So I've never seen him so quiet. We're driving to it. It was mega quiet. Like didn't say a word. Like had his headphones in.
Like in the zone.
Yeah. Like it's just like he's petrified. And then like obviously if you get up in the air and like you're in the plane and it's shaking about and it's little
so rickety, isn't it? Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, this is gonna be like scary. And like I'm not particularly scared of heights, but I was a bit like,
here we go.
Yeah.
This is it.
And then they open the door, and before you know it, you're falling. You're like. They're like, sit back, put your head back, and then before you know it, they just chuck you out. Yeah. They don't give you a countdown. They just
nothing.
Go.
Just like next.
But like it's an incredible feel. Like you feel like you're flying it.
Yeah.
Like and then they said once the chute comes up, you're like, oh, I'm alive.
Yeah. That was the thing for me. I was like, as soon as that's open and it's not, because you see all the video. I was watching videos of if like chute's not opening the week before. So I was like, and then I was like,
that's a bad idea.
So then I was like, as soon as that chute opens and we're all right, then I'm happy. But yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. To be fair, like it's probably one of the best things I've ever done. Yeah. Like again, just pure adrenaline.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everyone needs to do it once.
I saw you've done quite a lot of snowboarding.
Yeah.
I've done quite a lot of snowboarding as well. Where were the best places you went?
So I've done I've mainly did in Europe, but we went to Whistler a few years back, probably like 4 years ago. Went out there, that was pretty awesome. But my mate she was living in Revelstoke, so it's this like not particularly big resort, but there's a few lifts, but it's all like through the trees, find your own way down kind of stuff. Yeah. So went out there, and they were obviously like locals at that point.
So they know the best places to go.
They took us up like to the top of. We did a bit of hiking, and then, sent it down like the cliffs and stuff like that, and it was just
cool,
unbelievable. Like really thick powder. Like,
off piste,
yeah. I'm not a piste, but I didn't kind of. No. Like if I can find a little bit of powder, I'm off it. Yeah, like we just came back from Grassani in Italy. And we got a fair dump in there, and I was just off piste all the time. Like it was a bit like cloudy and stuff, and like the visibility wasn't great. But as soon as the sun came out, there's just like big balls everywhere, powder. And it was just this. I was like, this is heaven. Like I fucking love it.
Have you skied as well as snowboard?
So I used to ski when I was a kid. Right. So our parents were like, right, you're gonna ski first,
Yeah. I think
or they were skiers anyway, so we were like, right, we'll ski first. And then I was always like, oh, I used to skate as a kid.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good, but I was like, oh, snowboarding's well cooler. I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, learn to ski first and then you can snowboard. So changed when probably like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And then like now, I can do both. I kind of like getting skis out every now and again.
Yeah. I think the speed you can get on skis is quite good. I think just like being able to just send it, that's fun.
And also like the skis now, they're so fat that it's kind of like being on a board in powder anyway. Like you kind of getting the same feeling.
And if you've got twin tips, like you can go through a park and it's not impossible to do stuff.
Yeah, like a lot of my friends are doing like, I've got the split boards, so they can do the backcountry hiking and that kind of stuff. Because I was like, I kind of want to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll maybe try and ski again. But obviously there's that now, so you can kind of do both.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think snowboard, other than CrossFit, I think snowboarding is probably one of my favourite hobbies. Like, it's just a shame it costs so much to do. Well, it's so far away. Like, it'd be great. To be fair, we've done it one year. I remember we got loaded up in the snow and walked up to the top of Blencathra.
Oh, really?
And then it took us probably 2 hours to get to the top. And then we probably skied for about 10 minutes. Maybe
probably not.
Maybe not even that. Maybe about 5 minutes. So it was fun, and it was cool to say you'd done it. But
next time you should take paddleboards
and just
send it down on paddleboards. That'd be cool.
Well, I just thought like you go on a snowy walk, you may as well take a sledge with you.
Yeah.
Because the walking down's the worst bit, right?
Yeah.
I always tend to run down fells because like I like hiking up. I like the getting out of breath. I like the steep ones, but coming down's a bit boring. And it hurts your knees, so you may as well run.
Yeah, true.
So it's kind of similar to snowboarding.
Yeah.
Like, at least you get to go down.
Yeah. When did you discover CrossFit? I feel like you've done CrossFit a long time.
Yeah, I'm always like, I've only done it for like 3 or 4 years. But actually, it's probably getting on, how old am I, 31? Probably like 8 or 9 years now. I did it I remember signing up for my first induction of CrossFit when I was at last year of uni.
Right, okay.
I think I was in 3rd year. And there was a deal on it, CrossFit Central Manchester, or whatever, I think it's called Central Manchester. And it was like a month, and it was like you get your beginner's course and you get to go and do like a month of it. Right, okay. So like 50 quid. And I was like, I'm a student, but I can stretch to 50 quid. So I had to go to there.
You've got a student loan for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, straight onto that. Because I was always into fitness, and then I was like, I'll give it a go. I'd done it a couple of times because my friend was doing it here.
Right.
And he was like, come and do it. Like, and I was like, nah, CrossFit shit, I'm not doing that. Why would I want to do that? Yeah. I can just lift weights. Why don't I do CrossFit? Like everyone probably.
That was the kind of like attitude for me from like 20 to 25. Like I was like, why would you want to do that when you can just look good in a gym and like, take the easy
I'm gonna go get a pump on.
It's much easier,
so I was like,
warmer.
I was kind of like against it a bit, and I was like, I tried it a couple of times. Like, it's all right, it's quite fun. But it was always like, it's 80 quid. I don't think it's worth it. Or 90 quid or whatever it is. And I was like, right, I'll give it a go for a month. And I really enjoyed it. But I played rugby at the time just in Manchester. So I had like a shoulder operation like the month after I finished, my induction. Yeah. So I didn't really get to get into it until I think I moved back from uni, and then I got into it that summer. And then I was like, I'm absolutely hooked. Like, I don't think I could go to a normal gym. So
sports before CrossFit, did you do?
Mainly rugby, but we did everything as kids. Like, we were very fortunate. Like our parents, my dad was very sporty, so that was
brought you up being sporty. So naturally, you just kind of
played football, played golf, cricket, badminton, tennis, like whatever we could do, basketball, whatever sports were available, we'd do it. And then we were always like, we did swimming a bit and that kind of stuff. Me and my brother always remember going to swim club, and I wish we'd got like into it a bit more. But we went to swim club like little budgies. We were about 8 or 10, and we did one session. And we were like, "This isn't for us, is it?" We were like both like, "Nah, we'll sack this off and do something else."
For so long, I did swimming at school. And it took me so long to realise that you've got to be like 6 foot. Like,
not a small man swim.
When I'm looking at everyone in the lanes next to me and they're all like a foot taller than me, and I'm in the breaststroke final, I'm like, well, no matter how good I am, like just genetically, I'm fucked.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I wish I'd done more of, because like it's appearing in like more and more competitions, and like I can swim. And I'm all right. Like we do a lot of it in the lakes, and like we jump around and stuff. But it's never like 400 meters or whatever. It's like, we'll swim to the island, and then we'll chill it, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, there's no like intensity. I mean, I did swimming at school because we used to go every year to Barcelona for a week in school time. So you can imagine, like, you just...
That's the incentive.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, if I was like had that opportunity, I think I'd do the same thing.
So I was like, so you can imagine, like, your colleagues or your classmates when you're kind of going, right, next week, have fun in school, I'm off to Barcelona. That was worth all those weeks of like swimming training at 5 a.m. But yeah, it was good.
Were you proper committed to it? Was that your sport?
Rugby, scrum half, throughout most of my school, and then I was actually swim captain, but I was more the social one in the swim team, probably the worst swimmer there, but I was just there for the Barcelona trip.
Yeah.
So we did all right. I mean, like we did like English relays at, what would it be, 16, 17. As a school, we did really well, to say that we're a fairly small school, but so we were quite good level.
I think my athletic career peaked when we were in primary school. We had a really good quick cricket team. I think we made it to like the Northern finals or something. Went to good Durham County Cricket Club, played on there, and I think that's peaked at like the age of 11.
Then you play real cricket. You're like, nah. Yeah.
To be fair, I used to play a lot of it. I used to love it, and then you get a job, and you're like, I don't want to waste my whole Saturday playing.
But that's the thing. It's like, how much of my free time do I want to give up playing the sport?
But now I spend like 4 hours or 5 hours in the gym, so I'm like, I probably could play cricket as well. But
probably could.
I had a couple of games actually. I played rugby over the winter, like over Christmas break. I was like, I'll have another go. I think I'm ready to go back to playing rugby because I tried both my eye sockets.
Playing rugby,
yeah. I did one when I was 17.
Oh, so sorry, I thought that was at the same time.
No, I did one when I was 17. Like, so you've got like your orbital flow, which is the bottom of your eye socket, and I got a knee in the eye, slipped. It was a wet day, slipped, basically hit someone's knee, and the pressure just blew a hole in it. So I had like double vision, my eye dropped.
Fuck.
So I got a plate put in. They had to like pull it out, and then I put a plate back in, and then sunk it back in. And for ages, I had to like kind of like re-level my eyes and like learn how to see again. So I did that when I was 17, and I came back from that, and then about 4 years later, I was about 21, did the other side, and they were like, the doctor was like, I've not seen anything like that before. Like, usually people do one and then they stop shit
or they think I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, so they used me as like case study, and like I had like loads of like doctors coming in and like pre-med people and all that sort of stuff coming to watch
to learn from it.
Yeah,
to be like,
I'm like in
double
pain in the bed like this, and I just like sat there for like 5 hours, and I'm like, we're just gonna have a look. Can we show these people your scans and stuff like that?
Fuck. So is your vision fully back to normal now?
No, I can't look up and down properly. So every time I look up, I've got two of everything. Every time I look down, I've got two of everything. So when I look around, I tend to like move my head more than I don't. Well,
so if you look up, you'd look forward, but just tilt your head up.
Yeah. So when I'm on a plane and you're watching the TVs or trying to read a book or something, my neck always mega hurts because I can't just like sit there and look down. I've got to like move my head and stuff. So yeah. So I pretty much I tried to play again for like half a season after the second one, and I was like, it's not really worth it anymore. And then I started doing CrossFit.
Right.
And I was like, this is for me. It's competitive.
Much less chance of getting knee to the eye.
Yeah, and everyone's like, CrossFit, you get injured and stuff. I was like, play rugby.
Yeah.
And then when you do CrossFit and you get a little tweak, you'll be like, that's fine. Nothing compared to it. It's so much less pain.
And actually, there was loads of studies about CrossFit and injury rates, and it was like the average, it was like 1.4 injuries per 1,000 hours of CrossFit. And when someone worked it out, it was like there's the equivalent in like an NFL or rugby game. It was like 16 injuries per 1,000 hours. So like you're 16 times more likely to get injured in rugby than you are CrossFit. That was the study they did, and I was like, because all these like
I can definitely
back that one up.
Yeah. So I went back and played like a couple of games, and I literally, I couldn't move the next day. I got the
recently.
Worst. Yeah, recently. I've done it twice. I played one game last year, and I played 2 games this year. The last year, I played one game, like half a game. I took a ball in within like 5 minutes. Got kneed in the side of the knee. And I had a dead leg or like a bruised leg for about 8 weeks. Couldn't squat. I was like, that's such a lame injury.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bruise.
It's not impressive. Yeah, I've just bruised my leg.
Yeah, I've bruised my leg. It's pretty pathetic. Yeah. And I now I can't squat. And now I can't do any CrossFit. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, it's not worth it.
This is a trade. It's not worth it.
Yeah, so that's a trade-off. I was like, it's just not worth it. But then every time I watch, it's like Six Nations that come around, I'm like, I fancy that again.
Yeah. On that note, we better wrap this up because we've got England, Ireland in 2 hours.
True, very true.
What did you study at uni?
I did geology, so a bit of a U-turn.
Yeah.
The plan was to go out to Australia work in the mines, get loads of money, have 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, travel about, live a bit of fun life, and then that didn't happen. The kind of industry like went a bit quiet, so there wasn't that many jobs in Australia. Right. When we first went to uni, they were like, "Yeah, we need people." I was like, "Sweet, I'll do that job."
Yeah,
sounds class.
guaranteed.
Yeah, and then it wasn't guaranteed. Like life, isn't it? Like, it's like, "Oh, I've got to play it safe and get a job," and then
you can't get one.
So I did a couple of jobs of like. I did geo-environmental engineering, which was like ground surveys for building companies,
right? Okay,
and then a bit of surveying, and I just hated it. It was so boring. It wasn't for me. I was like, I've got to be here at this time and do this all day and then leave. And I was like, I need to do something on my own. I don't really like being told what to do. I don't like authority.
So go on.
No, go on.
When did you then decide to set up or what was the plan in terms of, I don't want to work for someone?
So I was like, right, I read a few like business books, like 4 Hour Work Week was one of those that just like lit me up a little bit. I was like, fuck, this guy knows what he's on about.
Yeah.
Like I want that. And from that on, I was like, right, what can I do? What do I enjoy doing? Or like, I love fitness, I love CrossFit, I love doing that kind of stuff. Like, well, how can I make that into something that I can do as a job or a business or whatever? So I saw like, there was like a gap for like an outdoor fitness comp in the lakes. Like there wasn't anything about getting super popular, like competitions popping up everywhere. And I was like, or it was kind of just before there was loads of competitions. So like, right, well, we can potentially do that. Like, let's have a go, see what happens. Started off in like just a field in a campsite, built it up. Like we got like 45, 50 teams, something like that.
So you actually launched the comp before the gym?
Yeah. So most people do it the other way around. Yeah. I never really wanted to own a gym, but yeah, so...
Yeah, I hate this place.
Well, I was like, oh, well, I can do a comp and run it once a year for a weekend, and then I can do whatever I want throughout the year. Like, obviously, there's stuff to do behind the scenes, but all it needs is a laptop and a phone. I was like, right, well, that sounds midnight. I work one weekend a year in my head. I was like, that sounds mint. I can make enough money. Obviously, like we set it up the first year, or I set it up the first year, and I was like, right, 50 teams. We'll see how it goes. Like, and you go to competitions and you pick things out where you're like, well, they didn't do that very well, or they did that really well. That was cool. And you just sort of like, well, how can I make that better, or how can I do a better job, or whatever. Like, and then we're like, right, first year, just like. Exploded. Like everyone was like, oh my god, this is mint. Like obviously we're in the Lake District, so it's sunny day, you can't really get any better.
And how long ago was that?
About 8 years ago.
Okay.
Now. So we've been going a while. So yeah, I was like, right, cool, next year it sold out within like 2 weeks. We've got 72 teams. I was like, right, we'll go for that. And then every year on then, like after the second year, it sells out within like a weekend. Like we do like a pre-release on the Friday for like people that have already been. This year, by Monday, 12 o'clock, it was sold out. We've got like 160 teams this year. So every year we've kind of got a little bit more. Because I think like you don't want to grow so fast that you can't deliver what you want. And I always, my sort of big aim is always delivering like a fun competition. Like we're not super serious. Like obviously there's a final that people want to win. But it's more about having a good time in the lakes. Like you come here with your gym. Like a lot of people bring like 2, 3, 4 teams. Like I think one of the teams brings like 8 or 9 because I don't know how they've got that many competitive people, but they bring them down because they know they can have a good time. It's inclusive. Like everyone could do our workouts. Some of them we've got harder elements in there.
But you've got RX like athletes in the team and scaled athletes. So as long as some of them can do the harder parts, they're covered.
Yeah, not everyone has to do everything.
Yeah,
like not everyone has to swim.
Yep.
Not everyone has to run, like that kind of stuff. Like you've got those different elements of it, and then like trying to make it like run on time and just having fun and it not being too serious. Like that's kind of my sort of aim, and like we've just grown it a little bit every year. Can we? Or it's more of a challenge to myself now. I'm like, can I handle 130 teams? It's like that's quite big. Like cool. Can we handle 160 teams? Yeah, sweet. Let's see if we can do that.
How does that compare to like turf? Like how many teams do they have?
I don't know. I think they do like different stages, don't they? I've never actually done it.
So I haven't done turf, but I feel like there's summer series. I feel like there's a similar amount. I don't think there's more than 130. And theirs is like Turf Games is a huge
well,
company.
they're all around the world, aren't they? They're backed by, is it Under Armour or something like that? So we was just kind of me on my own.
That's what I mean. So it's like to put it into perspective, if you're doing 130 team comp on your own, it's
and what I love is like this year I was like, oh fuck, I'm not doing this again. Like I go to like Saturday night and I'm like, I'm exhausted.
Yep.
I've been up since 5 a.m. Like it's midnight. I've still not gone to bed. I'm like, oh fuck, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And then Sunday comes around and everyone's like, oh my God, this is so good. Like this is the best comp we've ever done. Like it's so well run. It's so well organized. And behind the scenes, I'm like, fuck, I don't think it went very well. I think this has gone wrong and this has gone wrong. And no one really sees it. Like, in my head, I put so much pressure on myself to get it right that like I'm like, oh God, it's not gone very well this time, like blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, this is the best year we've ever had. Like this is the best location. This is the best, like the events were good. Like whatever it is, like the feedback's always so good. And then you're like, oh, I think I've got another year in me then. It like spurs you on and you're like, right,
and I think
sweet.
People only see like 40% of what you want them to see. Do you know what I mean? So like what they see on the comp day is like it all looking amazing. They don't see the 60% of like building the rig and issues and all the shit that goes on that doesn't work. No one sees that really. They just turn up on the Saturday morning think, oh, this is perfectly laid out. And yet it's like what they don't see is the struggle.
So building the rig, it takes like 2 days. It takes 4 of us 2 days to put up. This year it's even bigger. Like we've expanded it, the rig. So we basically had a wait list of 100 teams and people were messaging me constantly like, can we do it? Are you going to open more teams? Are you going to do this? And I was like, I don't really want to. But we had so much demand for it. I was like, well, the only way I can do it is if I expand the rig. So yeah, we open up for another 30 teams or something, and I've expanded the rig to 16 lanes instead of 12. So it's going to take even longer to put up, but it's going to look amazing.
It's going to look cool.
That's my favorite thing. Once everything's up, it's like the Friday evening. People start arriving, and it's all set up, and like the rig's massive. The lanes are all like put out. The barrier covers, the flags, and you're just like, fuck, this is cool. Like I want to do it. Every year I'm like, this is a comp that I'd love to do. I just want to get involved.
You do it in just other ways. You're just doing the behind the scenes.
And it's like well, last year I jumped in on a team last minute because one of our teams, someone had to pull out, and I was like, oh, I don't think I can do it. Like I'm gonna be busy, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be my only opportunity to do my own comp. So I just jumped on a team, I had a bit of a laugh. We were never competitive, we were never going to win, but it was fun just to sort of experience it from an athlete's point of view. And I was like, are we doing, like, is it too hard? Is it too easy? Like, is it fun? So that was really cool to have like the sort of
the insight into
behind the scenes, like you're in it, you're involved, and it's like, oh, this is really fun. Like actually it was class, and obviously we had the weather, like it was perfect.
Would you launch a competition like that now if you'd never done one? Because I think the CrossFit comp scene is so saturated.
Yeah, so we actually tried to launch a similar style event in Manchester, outdoors on an athletics track.
Okay.
It's called like Sports Days. And I was like, we did it, and it was so much fun. Like it was such a good laugh. Like it was hard. Like probably, it obviously wasn't as good as District L, but we didn't have the selling point of the lakes, but it was very well run. Everyone was on time. Like it was good fun, but it just never took off. We were like 20, 30 teams. I think we got 30 teams, and I was like, oh, we're definitely gonna get like 60 teams, but just didn't come off. And I was like, it's probably because like there's so many different things, and we got in at the right time. Like before it boomed, we established ourselves, and you see like the other comps that are coming up, they're trying to do similar stuff, but they're just not getting the uptake because there's so many different ones. And I don't think I would like. I think like other countries potentially, because they're not as established. Like obviously the UK, America.
I feel like you could franchise Lifting the Lakes and do it at other lakes around the world. Do you know what I mean? And sell it as a franchise.
That'd be cool. Yeah, to be fair, like it's always like it's hard to know where to take it. Like I'm just myself. I have no prior business experience. I'm not a CEO of a massive company or anything like that. It's just me on my own. It's my ideas. It's like, well, like I could take it other places, and I'm like, oh, what could I do next? Like I want to do one in Australia. I want to live in Australia like half the year and live back here. So that's kind of my next kind of plan. Like, can I go out there? Can I do the same thing? I don't know if theirs is as saturated as us. I think they're like, especially New Zealand wasn't so saturated. So I kind of think like they're similar, like potentially like there's something to do there. But but then I'm like, oh, it's going to be 2 weekends work then. And I'm like, do I want to do 2 weekends work? Like,
that's 8 days of building rigs.
I know. I'm like, when you take it down, put it back up. But it's like, so my aim of like starting a competition, like business and stuff, was like, I want to be able to not work. I want to like do a bit.
Yeah.
When I want to work. When I don't want to work, don't want to work. Like if it's a sunny day in the lakes, I will sack everything off and
to just
go out. Like if someone's about, I'm like, right, sweet. You want to go to the lake? Sweet. We're gonna go paddleboarding. We're gonna go swimming. We're gonna go hiking. Whatever. Like I'm the first person to sack it off.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't say by any means I'm a hard worker. Like I don't want to work that hard. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy it while I'm young.
But that's good as well to kind of acknowledge that and realise that I'm probably going to sack off my job if there's a sunny day in the lakes.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's the people that think they're the hard workers and they're not. That's the one you've got an issue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If people are like portray that they're going to do it and then they just don't, it's like, well, at least just own the fact that you want to go and paddleboard around the Lake District on a Monday morning.
I think I piss a lot of people off. Like I'm like, oh, like they obviously see me and they're like, oh, you don't work, you barely work, you don't do anything. I'm like, well, I do obviously have to work fairly hard when it comes to the certain things like I do houses and stuff like that as well. I've got into that kind of renovation game and like we'll work hard on those houses, but like the most of the time, like I said, if it's hot and sunny, because I work for myself, I'm like, well, I'll just do it when it rains, or I'll do it in the evening. Sometimes I don't do it in the evening. I'll just
say it to yourself.
A few days later, I'm like, I need
yourself.
to do something. But yeah, I kind of want to build that life where I'm so independent that I'm free. I can do what I want, and that's kind of like the reason why I set a business up. It's why I want to be in business. I don't want to work for someone else, so I have to do, like you said.
Yeah.
Someone tells me what to do.
And people probably find it annoying because they see you swanning off on a Wednesday doing your own thing, and you're still very successful in what you're doing. It's like that's probably why it's annoying, because they go, "This is George. He doesn't do a lot, but he's doing really well at what. Somehow he's smashing his comp, smashing his gym."
I think
if you were failing, they'd be like, "Yeah, well, he doesn't."
And I'm probably going to ride that wave till it fails.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
why not?
Just keep going. Like, obviously, you could. I think like we're back to the franchising thing. I could do all that. I could put a lot more effort in. I could work it. I could make it big business or whatever. But I'm quite happy with
content with your life. Then why change it?
I've got enough money that I can live off.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be a millionaire, but I'm pretty happy to just, like I said, ride that wave, enjoy life. And
what's to say that you decide to go down that route, become a millionaire, and you're like, am I even happier? Like, what is my life now?
We always say, like, you talk to people and you listen to podcasts and stuff, and everyone's like, money doesn't make you happy. It's like the people you're with and the experiences you have, and like especially the last couple of years. But this last year anyway, for me, it's been probably one of the best years. Like I've just gone, right, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna, if someone says something, we're gonna take an opportunity, we're gonna do it. Like if someone wants to go and do a comp somewhere, we're gonna do that. If someone wants to go out get on the lakes, we're gonna do it. Like someone wants to go away, someone wants to go golfing, like, right, sweet, sign me up. It's just like the other day, me and my mate, he texted me going, I've not got a lot of work to do today. Do you fancy going to play golf? And I was like, yeah, sweet, it's sunny.
Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. I was like, yeah, 1 o'clock, let's go. He'd sacked it off and he was like, I can get out today. I was like, sweet, I'll do that.
And actually, if you live life kind of thinking, just say yes to more things and live in the moment, like nothing ever comes back on you. You never feel shit for doing it and living and doing what you want to do in the moment. I think it always, you look back on it and go, I shouldn't have done that, but live your year as if it's your last year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you definitely, like, I know it's very cliche, but you regret the stuff you don't do. Like, I don't regret anything I've ever done. Like, obviously I made some bad decisions sometimes, but like you learn from it and you go, oh well, I'm not gonna do that again. But the majority of the time it works out well. Like if you just put yourself out there, and everyone's always like, oh, you're so lucky, you're all so jammy and all this sort of stuff. But if you put yourself in those positions to get more opportunities, you're gonna find that they come around more.
Yeah.
Whereas if you say no to everything, you might stop getting invited to stuff. Like people give up on you, that kind of stuff. Whereas if you're always up for stuff, and like one of the things like that I love about being what I can do is like, if a friend goes, oh, will you give me a hand with a table I need to pick up? I can go, yeah, cool. When do you want to go? Right, sweet. Like, and then they'll be like, oh, we're gonna have some beers later or pizza or whatever. Do you want to come round? We're gonna watch rugby, whatever. Like, there's a few of us coming around. Yeah, sweet, I'll come. Like,
it's being able to say yes. A lot of people can't, even though they want to say yes, they're not in a position they can.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Like they're not in the position to say yes, or people get in such a rut where they don't want to do anything. And I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I want to say yes.
Be a
to
yes
things.
person.
I want to go to, I literally want to say yes to things. I want to have a good time.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of, like I said, that's why most people go into business, so they can be free. And lots of people get into that stage where they're like, oh, I'm going to work a bit more, get a bit more money, and they get trapped in that chasing the money
forever.
Stuff, and they get like a bigger house, and then they need more money, and it's like they're just chasing. Whereas like, if you're content with what you've got, like, you can enjoy it more and just experience things from like a different point of view. Like,
100%. Moving on to the comp, I want to ask you some questions. I'm sure people who are doing the comp will probably be listening to this because they want to know more about lifting the lakes. Okay. Can we expect a swimming event this year?
Oh, so we're going down that route, aren't we? Well, I always say you need at least 2 people to be able to swim on your team. Okay, so
you don't have to give like clear answers. You can give vague answers.
Very vague. Well, I'm used to that question. Everyone asks me every year. I get probably hundreds of emails and questions going, do I need to swim? You're in the Lake District. The competition is by a lake. You should probably learn to swim by now. And you're also an adult. So it's probably advised that you need to swim.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to swim anyway. What's been your favourite comp workout at Lifting the Lakes that involved a worm?
Involved a worm. See, I love the worm. I don't think there's any bad workouts with a worm. Like, everyone's like, I hate the worm, I hate it, and I freaking love it. Like, it's so good to there's 6 of you on the worm. It's a team element.
Yeah.
You can be good at the worm even if you're not super athletes. Like, if you just train and work together well as a team, you communicate clearly, it's not hard.
It highlights the teams that have just been thrown together last minute, doesn't it? Because it's like they've got no coordination, there's no like clarity on what they're doing. They're just panicking and like pushing people and getting annoyed.
I think we did one where it was like a clean into a push press into a lunge. A few years ago, I think it was for 4 rounds. So you lunged it out to the next stage, lunged it out, and then you came back on yourself, and that was really cool because all the elements were like, I think it was cleans. I think it was cleans into press, and it was all like, you didn't have to put the worm down if you were a good team.
You go and break on the whole thing.
Yeah, you rest. It's better to rest with the worm on your shoulders. Like, it's not that hard to hold it with 6 people.
No, it's picking it up that's hard.
Yeah, like if you keep putting it down, you're going to be slow and it's going to tire yourselves out. So like those kind of ones where I know people are going to go unbroken, I really like them ones.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see a team just struggle and like grunt it out and just smash it. Like, they're my favourite kind of ones.
Yeah. So, WOD Powders have entered the team.
Yeah.
We're going to have a vendor pitch for that weekend, so I'm hoping it's really sunny, so we can have electrolytes, WOD Fuel, everything that they need. On the topic of WOD Fuel, we've done a new flavour collab.
Yes, we have.
Lifting the Lakes, Cherry Limeade, WOD Fuel. The winning team of Lifting the Lakes, you're going to get a full stack of WOD Fuels.
And they're probably going to need it, because if it is hot and they are sweating, they're definitely going to need to replace those electrolytes.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm hoping it's going to be sunny.
I mean, so am I. So comp day is so much easier when it's sunny. Like, to be fair, we got really lucky the last couple of years. The years before, when it's raining, you're like, people aren't going to have a good time and whatever. Like, you want to see people in their budgies, with the sunnies on, sat in the lake. Like, this year was so hot that people did a workout and they ran straight into the lake, and the water was warm. Like, it's usually not that warm, but it was hot. You were like, this isn't cool.
It's like being abroad.
Yeah, it was so good. So yeah, like, if they're sweating and whatever, they're gonna need you know, some decent fuel. So
yeah, sounds good.
What's your team like? Are you competitive?
I'm the worst in the team.
Okay,
that means nothing.
So you got some ringers in.
Everyone's shit. No, it should be all right. James, who does with balls, protein balls. Yeah. It's called With Balls Fitness Food. He is RX athlete, good runner, so he'll be good at the running element, good swimmer.
Definitely.
He's probably going to hate me for saying this, but he's probably not the strongest in terms of like lifting, and he's not your typical like RX CrossFit athlete who's just a tank.
Right.
But he's good at running, good at swimming, so hopefully that plays into our favour.
Yeah, that you don't necessarily need to be like so super good at CrossFit. Like, we do a bit of rig work, like pull-ups and toes to bar, like your basic stuff. And then if you're a good team, you might get to do some muscle ups or some ring muscle ups and stuff like that. But usually if you're good all round, you're relatively strong, and you can run, you can swim, you're outdoorsy, like you can push a sled.
Yeah.
Like it's the grunt stuff that we like to see, like sandbags, carries, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily traditional CrossFit, it's just that kind of element. So if you've got that kind of thing,
I think so. I think we'll be all right. So it's 160 teams. How many are normally in the final?
A full rig, so it's usually 12, but
now
this
it'll
be 16. Yeah,
okay.
So 16 in the final. So if you make it to the final, you've done very well. Like,
well, you're top 10%.
Yeah, like it's a hard weekend. Usually, there's workouts that you'll really enjoy. Some of them will be really hard, whatever. But they're like, my thing is like, I want to see everybody working. Like I don't like those competitions where people just stand on the sidelines. Like you're a team of 6 and like you 2 of people haven't done anything. That doesn't do it for me. I'm like, right, that's why we've got the worms. Like I want to see all of you work together. Like we do a lot of 3 people work, 3 people rest kind of elements, so that everybody's getting.
So you have to be doing it,
yeah, that kind of stuff.
I think that's it. Especially people like all 6 members are going to pay into the comp. They want to be getting their value for money. So you don't want to see someone who's like, they're paid to do this comp and they're stood there doing, a quarter of the workouts. It's like,
like, and then I've been involved with teams like that before. We've done a competition, and like, especially the girls, if they're not as strong or they can't do gymnastics, they're just sort of sat watching, and you just feel dead bad for them. And it's like, and then you kind of feel bad. So you're like, right, why don't you pick this one up? Even though you could do it yourself very quickly. So that's why we have different weights of stuff. So like the sandbags, we'll have 3 different weights so that everybody in your team can pick one up. So we might do like, I don't know, say we've got 40 sandbag to shoulder. 3 of you are going to work together. And then once you 3 are tired, you're obviously going to swap with the next 3. One person's not going to do all 40 reps. If they are, fair play, they're But most people are like, nah, I need to rest. Like, let's swap in and out. So that's kind of like my big take on that is like, if you're not knackered after the workout and like you don't feel like you've done anything, what's the point? So,
and that's all 6 people. You want everyone to feel like, okay, I've beated that, on to the next, rather than just someone who's feeling like, I've not really done much there.
So that's like that kind of thing. Like when I'm thinking about the workouts, when I'm designing the workouts, I'm like, that's high on my list. I'm like, I'm not necessarily bothered about like, is it the coolest workout we've ever done, or is it going to look good on Instagram? I'm like, has everybody worked hard? Is there a team element to it? It's a team competition. I don't want to do like an element where it's just one individual and they're going to win, and it's like, you're not really a team then. So that's like kind of my big take. I'm like, right, can it be team? Let's go.
Okay, your CrossFit journey as an individual athlete. Go on then.
What I've done, like, probably started when I was about 20. I'd say I'd probably started properly when I was about 23.
Okay.
So I've been doing it properly for about 8 years. A few injuries on the way.
What's been your favourite comp as an individual athlete?
As an individual, I'd probably say Marbella Champs. That and Amsterdam Throwdown. So, but Marbella because it's sunny. I've been the last 2 years. So good. Like the people are really friendly. I've got to know the organisers, and they have a similar setup. They've got the gym, and the judges are like the coaches and members and stuff like that. So you kind of get to meet them and chat to them and stuff. And I'm always been interested in why people set stuff up and like who's involved and what they're doing and that kind of stuff. So that's probably like one of the most fun competitions. This year we took. I think 4 of us did it from the gym. So 4 or 5 of us went out there, just got an apartment for the week for a long weekend, and it was mint. Like just sunny.
Because I knew a few people that went this time, and they were like, "We've got to go next year." Just because they said at the end of the comp weekend, it was like the Sunday night. I think, or was it a 2-day?
It's a 3-day. So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Because they were saying on the Sunday night, everyone went into Marbella and like big night out.
I was like, it was quite good. Yeah,
there was a really good atmosphere. They said between all the athletes.
We did like they rented out like a nice bar area, and like everybody who was competing got to go. So it was like chatting to new people, and you make friends there, which is really cool. Like there's probably like you know, 4 or 5 people that you probably wouldn't meet, and then I've met them and I've gone down, trained with them down in the Taff in their gyms and stuff like that, and you meet more people, and the same people went again the second year,
so you get to know them even more. Built up this community out there.
It was kind of like a mini community within the community. It was really cool. So you got to meet these sort of awesome people that you wouldn't normally meet. And they're all there for the same reason. Good crack, like. Yeah.
And if you're competing in a comp abroad, normally they're going to be a fairly decent athlete as well. So you then kind of, when you're training with them, it's like you're probably a similar level. Kind of helps as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's kind of like what I miss up here. Like, probably not as I couldn't probably say it because it's not, like my gym isn't the most competitive. Probably my own fault. Bad coach.
Probably because you're always in the lakes on a paddleboard.
To be fair, most of my members will sack the gym off if it's a sunny day. Like we're all very similar.
That's because you've taught them that way.
Maybe, or they've taught me. We'll sack it off to go for a bike or a run or a hike and stuff. So but it's trying to get those, like, that's why I went to New Zealand to train with some like top athletes, because you get pushed more and like it's fun and you hurt more. But like, I wouldn't change my gym for the world. Like, I love coming here. Like, I love training here. Like, I just get to basically play with my mates all day.
Well, as much as like CrossFit is CrossFit or functional fitness, it's also about creating a community where it's a lifestyle, isn't it? So if you're saying, right, let's sack off the workout and let's go down and do some paddleboarding and swimming, you're trading exercise for exercise. You're still teaching that, like, if anything, you're probably doing more than the average gym, because you're kind of showing there are other ways to like exercise and be functional outside of just doing wall balls and burpees.
Yeah, fair point. That,
do you know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of gyms just go, you come here, you do an hour of workout, and then you go home. Whether you're kind of going, look, we can spend the whole day down in a lake swimming. That's probably more functional than 30 minutes of an AMRAP. So
especially in the summer, like we'll do like the 5:30 class. We'll do like a sweaty workout, and it'd be hot in here because you know what CrossFit gyms like. It's freezing in the winter, boiling in the summer. Never optimal temperature. And then we'll get the paddle boards and we'll just head straight to the lake. We'll load the trailer up, and we'll just go straight down. We'll go for a swim. We'll go jump off the pier. We'll go for a barbecue, that kind of stuff. And it just makes it like, the summer's so good up here. Like, we can, take the paddle boards take the worms, take the like team kit, go down to the lake on a Saturday. We'll set class off. We'll be like, right, we're meeting down at the lake. We're going to do this, this, and this. And we'll have like a day where we have a mashup. We're trying to we want people to come and experience as well. So we're doing like a mashup once a month, where we'll, maybe not over the winter, but we did a few before it got cold and wet, where we're like, right, we'll open up to everyone. Come on Saturday. We'll shut the gym. We'll take all our stuff to the lake. We'll do a hike, we'll do a run, we'll do a swim or a paddleboard. We'll do a workout at the lake with the worms. And that kind of element is like, I want to create a gym where we don't just train, we get to do other stuff. Like,
and actually then your hourly rate as a member is probably great value for money, because you go in, the number of hours I spend with my gym community is probably more than your typical CrossFit gym, where you go an hour a day, do a class, go home.
Yeah, like that, and that's what you want, isn't it? You want to add value to your gym. Like, how can we as a gym be different to other gyms? Like, there's a container with 20 paddle boards. Like, as part of your membership here, you can take them paddle boards out whenever you want, unlimited use. Just bring them back, don't break them. It's like, you can take the worms, you can take whatever you want. Like, all our kit is, the gym members can use it like this whenever they want to use it. And like, I think that obviously, like you said, it adds that different element to it. Like, we can be outdoor fitness as well as indoor fitness.
We've slightly digressed from your individual athlete career.
I mean, it's not that impressive, to be fair. It's not accolades. I've went to Marbella a few times. I've done like a few.
But I'd say chatting about your open like performance this year. I mean, I'd say you're definitely an elite athlete.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I reckon I'm elite-ish, depending on the standard of the entry into CrossFit comps.
Have you got any comps this year that you want to enter?
I want to go back to Marbella, so that's kind of like
the goal
to go there. I was meant to do the Italian Championships, but the qualifiers, I wasn't able to do them. I can't remember why. I was either injured or there was something going on.
Probably on the paddleboard.
Probably, it's probably a nice day. So I was going to do that one, but that's in October. And then, I just want to have fun with it. I'm trying to get a bit stronger. I'm not really doing a lot of like too much CrossFit at the minute. I'm just trying to get stronger and enjoy it a bit more, get my body a bit more healthy. But yeah, my bears are one of trying to get more of the gym to go, and then I want to do. I'm going to go to Australia this winter, from probably about October after the comp maybe, and then probably do some out there. I'd like to get involved in, like, even if it's just little box ones, or just be a bit more community out there. And
you never know as well, like you never know where the standard is in Australia, where you're going to stand. You might think, hang on, I've got a good shot at a big comp.
Like, that's it. Like, to be fair, I'm very competitive, so like I want to throw myself in with the big boys. Like, I don't care who they are. I'd rather go against people that are going to beat me than people that I know I can beat. Because I want to see what I can do. And to be fair, like, I love a crowd. I love people watching me. I'm one of those people that like thrive off that.
The bigger the comp, the bigger the crowd. So you've got to go for those, those big ones.
I never PB in the gym. Like, I'll only ever PB if someone's watching me. Like,
on event 5 in a comp.
Exactly.
Like, max fatigue, but
like, and I don't know why that happens. Like, that seems to be my kind of thing. Like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but for some reason I get like that lift off someone watching me, or the crowd cheering me on and like screaming at you and stuff like that. And I'm like, right, well, I want to perform. I guess it's like a performance at the end of the day. Like, you want to perform for your fans, I guess, or your friends or your family, and that's what I love. Like,
all your members,
like when we do like our we do like a couple of in-house comps every year, and there's some sort of lift. And everyone's like screaming at you and looking at you, especially like it's the same in the open. I'm like, right, well, I've got to show as a
gym owner, you've got to at least step up to the mark and perform all right.
Try and show them what they can do and what's capable of doing. They're all like, you just do CrossFit all the time, you're a full-timer, you don't work, so I can't be as good as you. I'm like, well, it didn't always used to be like that.
No.
But, you know, it is good to show them what they can achieve. And like I said, for me, I get more out of showing off. It's like when you're at the lake and there's a big cliff and you're like, I don't really want to jump there, but then you've got like, you know,
a crowd watching. Like, fuck it, send it.
You pretty girls watching. You're like, I'm gonna have to jump now.
Especially in your budgies.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got to send it.
Going to finish with some rapid fire questions.
Right. I'll try and be rapid because I do waffle.
Favorite comp you podiumed at?
I haven't podiumed in a while, to be fair.
Right, that's got to change. Next, paddleboard or snowboard? You know, one gets eliminated from life. Which one are you keeping?
I'm going to keep paddleboard. I know that's weird, but paddleboard.
Favorite chill song to listen to whilst like just out in the lakes?
Oh, I'm a massive Machine Gun Kelly fan, so it's not really chill.
No.
I'm into all my emo stuff, so Machine Gun Kelly, I'd say.
Best CrossFit box you trained at outside of the UK?
Outside of the UK? Well, my boys in New Zealand, plus 6'4", out there in Christchurch, they're class.
Who's your favourite CrossFit Games athlete?
Ooh, who's my favourite? Oh, Patty V, I think.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
Question from Robbie.
Or Danny Spiegel. I think she's amazing. She's so, like, her legs are class.
Yeah. Danielle Brandon's unbelievably fit as well.
Well, yeah, true.
And fit, yeah. And all right. She's all right at CrossFit as well.
my mate's her and I'm Danny Spiegel. We have a little bit of banter.
Okay. Between the two. Question from the last podcast guest, which was Robbie Davies Jr., a pro boxer. He said, Snog Murray avoid, Mike Tyson, Conor McGregor, and Floyd Mayweather.
Oh my god, I wouldn't want it. So what was the question?
Snog Murray and avoid.
Maybe Snog, McGregor, avoid Mike Tyson, marry
Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
Just for the money. Just for the bag. Divorce him after a year.
Get married and then take 50% off him. Yeah.
Easy. Wicked. Right, George, where can people find you on Instagram? What's your accounts? So Lifting the Lakes.
So my personal one's at gbirtle7. So on Instagram. So that's where I post most of my hikes and swimming and cliff jumps and that kind of stuff. And then we've got at District L _ L. Sorry,
District underscore L.
Yeah,
underscore.
butchered that. I don't even know them. District underscore L underscore events, and the gym's exactly the same. Except it's District underscore L underscore CrossFit. So
you've got gym account and comp account.
Yeah. I should have kept them the same, but it's more work. But I kind of wanted them to be separate because they're separate entities and separate companies. So like they kind of coincide with each other. The comp needs the gym, the gym needs the comp, but they're kind of separate. Keep them a bit separate. And
I'm hyped for lifting the lakes. 3 months time.
Yeah, get training, man. And to be fair, we're very accommodating here at the gym. Like if people want to come in and practice the elements and use the equipment, like it's all here, it's all in the containers. Like if they want to practice with the deadlifts or the worms or anything like that, skipping, we've got 6-man skipping ropes that trip people up all the time. So if anyone's ever coming down, we do like the mashups, the team days.
Do I need to be practicing 6-man skipping?
Yes, you do. Like that trips everyone up. But like they come down, they can train, they can use the paddle boards, they can come out. Like we're pretty accommodating. Like I'm pretty open. Like I've got this stuff, I want to give it to other people. Like, it's not mine, it's the comp. So come down, play around. If you want to better your team, just get involved. We'll put sessions on for them if they want private sessions, that kind of stuff. So
wicked, appreciate that.
Yeah,
see you in the final.
You've heard it here, right?
I'm saying it now. WOD Powders will be in that 60-man final.
Oh, sweet. Fair play. Well, thank you very much, man. Thanks for coming down as well.
Nice one. Cheers, George.
I hope you enjoyed that episode, and a huge thank you for listening. Make sure you're following the pod on Instagram at the.wod.pod. The podcast is sponsored by WOD Powders. That's at WOD Powders on Instagram. Please show some support to the pod by either sharing this episode with a mate or buying some supplements from wodpowders.co.uk. See you guys next week.